It's gonna be the very best day of your life. It's gonna be, yeah. Do you believe it? It's gonna be the very best day of your life.
Yeah. You was picking out your fit, plan to decorate your crib. You was about to get it lit. I know. Yeah. Oh, what? Yeah. You look at me like I'm a threat, but really I'm just a blessing. This is what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. They know I'm the truth. On some that'll change your perspective. I know what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. Walk around stressed, not realizing life is a blessing. Don't know what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. And we don't get no but your flexing. All of your antics and presents. We know what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. I can see it in your eyes, yeah, it's codependence. When you spend your time, see you're lacking vision. Where you compromise, got no independence. You see me living life and you get offended. Yeah, you get offended. But come on to the other side. I am the light so you cannot hide. Trying to fit in, got you dead inside. Tried to kill me but I cannot die, yeah. I'm alive and you cannot take it. I'm on the rise and this crown I'm taking. On the winning side and there's no mistaking. No, you cannot fake this. You look at me like I'm a threat, but really I'm just a blessing. This is what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. They know I'm the truth. On some that'll change your perspective. I know what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. Walk around stressed, not realizing life is a blessing. Don't know what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. And we don't get no but your flexing. All of your antics and presents. We know what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. Where your real friends at? Somebody tell me where your real friends at? Where your real friends at? I know you don't feel that. Yeah. But come on to the other side. I am the light so you cannot hide. Trying to fit in, got you dead inside. Tried to kill me but I cannot die, yeah. I'm alive and you cannot take it. I'm on the rise and this crown I'm taking. On the winning side and there's no mistaking. No, you cannot fake this. You look at me like I'm a threat, but really I'm just a blessing. This is what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. They know I'm the truth. On some that'll change your perspective. I know what it's like to be real. Come on, feel. Walk around stressed, not realizing life is a blessing.
This is pain, this is youth, This is all the hush hush thoughts in your room. This is for the first time out with your crew. Getting fucked up, find joy in the bruise. Eyes with the power to seduce. Hand me the aux, we could cruise. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose.
Freedom, such an elusive concept for many, available to all, yet grasped by few. A freely given birthright, yet more costly in its expression than most believe they can afford. But what is the cost to live without it? Wars have been forged over it, and yet it belongs to the peaceful. Slaves have been made in their master's attempt to barter his or her way into its city gates. But the gates of freedom are not open to the despot. Many will cross oceans to find its shores, but its borders can be found within. Its name is heralded by all nations and tongues, though most never recognize its face in their lives. They welcome and wish to see its benefits, yet resist and refuse to walk out its precepts. Though many attempt to destroy or hide its reality in their futile effort for unwarranted control, the truth of freedom will outlast any of the dissipating lies that seek to blot out its existence. Freedom is not the erasure of all boundaries, but rather the embracing of those that are healthy and true. It is not the denial or blame of consequence, but rather the right and pathway into full responsibility of every outcome in your life. Freedom is not accepted by the weak. It is the way of the strong, the gateway to growth, progress, and ultimately for everyone, a life full of fulfillment.
You give me new life. You give me new life.
It's time and I'm giving you what you're asking for. Future told no time for digging up the past, bruh. Talking about all the people that didn't last. It's scarcity, it's time for using what you have. Just be grateful, the strong is always the last. Things are quick, so settle for we could pass. People's choices are hardly the ones chosen. I'm stepping out of the grave, that's your omen. Yeah, yeah, flower child, inflorescent, warrior, feel my presence, sagacity, pressure, from dead broke, moment affluent, underdog, made a past of it, on top of this shit, what's happening, born in darkness, came to life, within the masses, eternal life.
You give me new life. You give me new life. You give me new life. You give me new life. Oh, you give me new life. You give me new life. You give me new life.
They locked me out, outsider. Felt the pressure in the room when the boy beside him. Despite disguises, they can see the difference. Cubic don't shine the same in the diamond's presence. Them lies don't hold the same when the prophet's present. Impossible to tame when the locks are missing. The blocks are missing, the box is missing. Reach your hand and find a switch, but I'm wired different. You can think we work the same, but a profit different. You can think we preach the same, but the cloth is different. Sort of a maverick, I don't fit you boys' equations, I resist the average. Y'all playing Madden, I'm running real plays, I just make it happen. Got the doubt of saying who would've thunk of it. Life gave me the assist, made a dunk of it. I'm the one the papers chasing, so it's dumb rich. Truth's #1 supply, you can come get it.
You give me new life. 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 Oh, you give me new life.
Hey, let's run it back. I think I got one more.
You give me new life.
You wasting time waiting, thinking I'ma fall behind. I'm the future, baby, I ain't even seen my prime. Culture spinning on my axis, so I'm never late. You just left to try to catch the waves that I create. But this ain't surfing, no, these waters for the boat. You never catch it from just talking about it, Lord knows. Got them nodding from the bars I wrote a decade ago. That's how you know when it's the truth, 'cause they'll never get old. And I know you getting tired of the lies when they catch you in the vulnerable times, then they robbing you blind. I know they look like sheep in the eyes, but they're wolves in the mind. Take your innocence to hang you to dry. If you question anything that they try, I speak from a confident mind and there's tears in your eyes. And it make you wanna go, and it make me wanna go on them, hang them from their feet. I just do it with my speech.
You give me new life. 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 Oh, you give me new life.
This is pain, this is youth. This is all the hush hush thoughts in your room. This is for the first time out with your crew. Getting f***ed up, find joy in the bruise. Eyes with the power to seduce. Hand me the aux, we could cruise. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose.
Freedom, such an elusive concept for many, available to all, yet grasped by few. A freely given birthright, yet more costly in its expression than most believe they can afford. But what is the cost to live without it? Wars have been forged over it, and yet it belongs to the peaceful. Slaves have been made in their master's attempt to barter his or her way into its city gates. But the gates of freedom are not open to the despot. Many will cross oceans to find its shores, but its borders can be found within. Its name is heralded by all nations and tongues, though most never recognize its face in their lives. They welcome and wish to see its benefits, yet resist and refuse to walk out its precepts. Though many attempt to destroy or hide its reality in their futile effort for unwarranted control, the truth of freedom will outlast any of the dissipating lies that seek to blot out its existence. Freedom is not the erasure of all boundaries, but rather the embracing of those that are healthy and true. It is not the denial or blame of consequence, but rather the right and pathway into full responsibility of every outcome in your life. Freedom is not accepted by the weak. It is the way of the strong, the gateway to growth, progress, and ultimately for everyone, a life full of fulfillment.
Today I'm gonna live my dreams and accept how God created me. I won't let confusion, frustration, insecurity stop me. So I've made up in my mind that I'll be all that I'm meant to be, yeah. And there's nothing in this world that I'd let block me. I gotta get what's mine, yeah, yeah. No hater can stop my favor. It's not determined by you anyway. And I've been waiting for this moment in my life, so I ain't worried about what he has to say. And please believe me, you don't have
to bet on me, 'cause I'll bet on me any day. Any day. I gotta get what's mine. Yeah, yeah. I gotta get what's mine. I gotta get what's meant for me. I gotta get what's mine. Yeah, yeah. I gotta get what's mine. 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 Yeah, yeah. I gotta get what's mine. I gotta get it, go get it. I gotta get what's mine. Yeah, yeah. I gotta get what's mine. 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 I gotta get what's mine.
I'm giving it, I'm focused. I've got my mind right, this ain't bogus. 'Cause I never knew what I had until you came in, you worked it out. Said I'm strong and I'm moving on. I'm thankful 'cause you showed me that my deepest fear was not my failure, but that I'm powerful beyond measure. I thought, who was I to be brilliant and change the world? I'm free now of my enemies to change the world.
Yeah, I believe in this season that we'll rise above all our seasons, flying high for a lifetime. So y'all move over 'cause it's high time. Believe me, we going somewhere. The ground's fit good and we ain't staying here. Forget reminiscing and grieving, 'cause we exist for this reason, to bring back hope to our daughters, make more men of our brothers. This legacy to our fathers, that security to our mothers, to spread more light to the nations, pursue all peace with all patience, presenting God-like lifestyles. Y'all thought wrong, but it's right now. Donate millions to children, secure our future from villains. Culture shifting how you're living. Don't try to keep up, man, we different. We gon' live how we want to. Kids don't eat like they want to. Trillion dimensions through our visions. Cooking up culture in our kitchen. Celebrating forever.
This is pain, this is youth. This is all the hush-hush thoughts in your room. This is for the first time out with your crew. Getting f***ed up, find joy in the bruise. Eyes with the power to seduce. Hand me the aux, we could cruise. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose.
Freedom, such an elusive concept for many, available to all, yet grasped by few. A freely given birthright, yet more costly in its expression than most believe they can afford. But what is the cost to live without it? Wars have been forged over it, and yet it belongs to the peaceful. Slaves have been made in their master's attempt to barter his or her way into its city gates. But the gates of freedom are not open to the despot. Many will cross oceans to find its shores, but its borders can be found within. Its name is heralded by all nations and tongues, though most never recognize its face in their lives. They welcome and wish to see its benefits, yet resist and refuse to walk out its precepts. Though many attempt to destroy or hide its reality in their futile effort for unwarranted control, the truth of freedom will outlast any of the dissipating lies that seek to blot out its existence. Freedom is not the erasure of all boundaries, but rather the embracing of those that are healthy and true. It is not the denial or blame of consequence, but rather the right and pathway into full responsibility of every outcome in your life. Freedom is not accepted by the weak. It is the way of the strong, the gateway to growth, progress, and ultimately for everyone, a life full of fulfillment.
They're dreaming, they're killing your dreams, they're bleeding your steam. They're jealous of us, they're burying your potential's too much. If you would just lift up yourself, believe in you, there's really nothing else that they could ever do. They hiding the truth, they following you, cause you got the jewel. But that is enough, it's time to step up, I realize in you, you're more than they could ever handle. I pray that you're hearing me. You're perfect as you really are. The world will see just own who you are. You are, you are beautiful. Own who you are. You are, you are powerful. Own who you are. You are, you are special. Own who you are. You are royal.
Hourglass, all class. Maybe wanna spend some time with you. Girl, you know what you mean to me. I believe you were made for me. Girl, you bad and you should own it. It's time to let the world know it. Cause what's a star to the world if it hides its light from the world below it? I done seen them competing with you, non-stop. You ain't wanna see them do it. Steady measuring, but never measuring up to it. They could never do it. My friends soon turn to enemies. Don't let them take what's meant to be. Just make that thing your energy. Just own who you are. Just
Own who you are. You are, you are beautiful. Own who you are. You are, you are powerful. Own who you are. You are special. Own who you are. You are royal. Own who you are. You are beautiful. Own who you are. You are powerful. Own who you are. You are special. Own who you are. You are royal.
This is pain, this is youth. This is all the hush hush thoughts in your room. This is for the first time out with your crew. Getting fucked up, find joy in the bruise. Eyes with the power to seduce. Hand me the aux, we could cruise. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose. Some nights I feel like I got nothing to lose.
such an elusive concept for many, available to all, yet grasped by few. A freely given birthright, yet more costly in its expression than most believe they can afford. But what is the cost to live without it? Wars have been forged over it, and yet it belongs to the peaceful. Slaves have been made in their master's attempt to barter his or her way into its city gates. But the gates of freedom are not open to the despot. Many will cross oceans to find its shores, but its borders can be found within. Its name is heralded by all nations and tongues, though most never recognize its face in their lives. They welcome and wish to see its benefits, yet resist and refuse to walk out its precepts. Though many attempt to destroy or hide its reality in their futile effort for unwarranted control, the truth of freedom will outlast any of the dissipating lies that seek to blot out its existence. Freedom is not the erasure of all boundaries, but rather the embracing of those that are healthy and true. It is not the denial or blame of consequence, but rather the right and pathway into full responsibility of every outcome in your life. Freedom is not accepted by the weak. It is the way of the strong, the gateway to growth, progress, and ultimately for everyone, a life full of fulfillment.
Welcome to The Way, an Iexist event. I want to say on behalf of everyone here that we're honored to have you join us for today's training and session. As a coaching and counsel company, we've been serving others since 2018, And we know that your growth, success, and fulfillment is vital, not only to yourself, but to everyone around you. And it's at the core of our heart and mission here that everyone possible be pressed and empowered to lead a life that is full of fulfillment. Thank you so much for accompanying us on this experience. We're looking forward to see how this will impact the many of you. Share this with your family and friends, all those that you love, to grant them the opportunity to partner with you as you become all that you are. Enjoy.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Welcome everyone to The Way. Today's going to be the business and leadership edition. For whatever reason, I'm still not off of this kick of what I wasn't supposed to give y'all in terms of this managerial visionary spectrum. I think it's going to help a lot of you. I know it's helped a good few of you already, but we're going to continue in that thought pattern just for a little bit today. No preliminary speech today. Besides this, I'm hopefully, grateful to have you, all of you in the hall. Welcome to an Iexist presentation. I'm Bryan Pharr, and I want to jump straight in. But you know what to do. Before we do that, like, share, subscribe, comment down in the comment section. Again, as we call it out there in the hall, make sure that you're making use of all of the tools in front of you that are going to help the algorithm see and push our content further. Thank you for all of you who have been sharing those, maybe not directly from the app, but, to your friends and your phones. I've heard about it. And so thank you to every newcomer. Give it a chance. I know we're in a day of short form content. Trust me, I understand. But I'm pushing against the wave just a little bit because, number one, I want to give you some really good information, some deep diving into some of the subject matters that you might get in little sound bites that I don't think really will do you the best, just because you can only go so deep in a sound bite, depending on your level of understanding. Actually, it depends on how deep you can hear something. All right. But I want to actually take time to dive deeper. I also am a firm believer in the idea that some things just cost. All right. Y'all going to have to get used to paying the cost for particular things. There are certain things that the price will never drop for. Some of you want really great relationships in life. Some of you want really great outcomes in your health. Some of you want really great outcomes, obviously, financially. We can go down a whole list. Career-wise, guess what it's going to take? Time. Learning patience, letting patience have its work in you is a perfecting process. You need patience. Please don't follow the crowd in doing the evil of only consuming short form content. You need longer form. You need the opportunity to understand things, to hear things explained on a deeper level, and sometimes hear things repeated. Okay. I can be a repetitive guy at particular times, but maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later. Listen, what do you hear? Repetition. Okay. Practice, they say, makes perfect. Okay. Practice, repetition over and over again. You hear all of these guys, or hear about all of these guys who became masters of particular sports, taking millions of jump shots, right? Think of the Currys, you think of the Kobes, you think of the GOAT, Jordan. I'm letting, that's a hate pause right there. Letting all the hate come from people who make dumb arguments against that matter of fact factor. Okay. All right. But how many jump shots did they take? Okay. How many times did they practice the same move over and over again? Sports is always a very good parallel for life. Repetition. You need to hear things even over and over again. Don't give up on reading your Bible, some of you, right? I went through it one time. Okay, go through it 2 times, right? I guarantee you're going to see something at a deeper level than you did before. One actual thing I really enjoy doing is going back to some of the movies that I grew up on that I haven't watched in so long. It's amazing, even looking at a cartoon or something like that you might have been watching every Saturday morning. It's amazing to go back and see some of the innuendos you missed, some of the jokes that might have went over your head because at the time your maturity level didn't give you enough insight to what was fully being presented to you at the time. Okay, this is why I'm saying I even just use Bible or biblical or scriptural reading. I'm saying like religious text, spiritual, specifically the Bible, spiritual texts I use that as an example to say that, listen, there's going to be something that you go around back to something you might have read 12 years ago. And that's really, I can go the self-help book route, all these things. You're going to read something that you read years ago and come back to it and understand it better. This is why, because your experience actually has caught up to a deeper revelation, understanding of what was being said the entire time. This is why so many of you fight your parents for what you don't understand. And then you get 30, you get 40, you get 60, some of you, and you're like, oh my God, my parent was so right. But your maturity hadn't caught up to the depth of what they were saying. You need length, you need in-depth description of things. And I'm always proud to continue to do long form video and things like that, because I know that there's a select few of you who are willing to pay the cost for the depth that can come from places like this. But you gotta be aware and willing at the same time to pay the cost for what it's going to take for you to get the type of real transformative power that can come through any message that's solution oriented, that's built to actually bring change to your life. That's what we are. That's what we're here to do. So let's get started. I already brought up a couple themes that I am more than willing to revisit in a deeper context already. In just that 2 to 4 to 6 minute speech I gave, here's the idea I want to place in front of you. We talked about the whole visionary managerial spectrum. You need to go back to the last 2. Again, this will be my last installment, more than likely, involving this subject matter, but you won't get the entire meaning of what I'm saying unless you go back 2 episodes ago, get the base concept for this visionary managerial spectrum, and then build on that with the next episode. And then you're coming here to get even more on it. The idea I want to place in front of you today is just this. This is a managerial perspective, but I want to place in front of you the idea of becoming planted. Okay, that's the name of our talk today, planted. So one thing you need to know, there are a few things in life that seem like they should not go together. If you've been with me long enough, I talk often about things that don't seem like they should commingle or coordinate, cooperate. They really do go well together, but they seem like polar opposites and just maybe briefly thinking about two ends of any side of a coin, all right? I've said this maybe privately. I probably said this publicly by now in one of our earlier episodes. Spirituality in and of itself versus, let's say, religion, okay? I always say religion has a foundation only in the use of activity, okay? Activity-based structure. That's religion. All spirituality has its foundation, its base in awareness. Religion, the structure, has all of its use and base, foundation, only in activity. Spirituality has its foundation, base in awareness. This is why some of you have heard this being stated before. The phrase is, be still and know that I am God, okay? Why in the world is stillness attached to spiritual knowing? Because spirituality at its root, at its foundation, is the ability to perceive, to become aware of something that's already been there. Goodness gracious. I don't know what song that comes out of, but that came to my mind, all right? It has its foundation in awareness. So a lot of you would think, in order to know, I gotta go. Movement, activity. Let me go find out. Let me go test the limits of this. And I'm not saying that there is not some entryway leading that can come eventually, but at the point of awareness, there will be stillness. When I sat back, when I thought about, when I pondered, maybe even on the activity that I just involved myself in, it wasn't until I was still, is what many of you may say or have already said, that, and I counted and I rewound the time in my mind and I considered and I thought about, that I began to perceive what was already there, okay? It comes from stillness. No wishing for any of you to ever go to jail, anything like that. But you wonder why so many people have come to know God in a state in which they're caused or forced to be still. Stillness is awareness. Awareness is the root foundation of spirituality. Okay. I could go the whole near-death experience thing. When people get sick, all of a sudden, there's a full awareness that may come to them. Stillness. Activity can prevent the type of focus that can create awareness. It can prevent the type of reflectiveness, prevent the type of meditative state that you may need to be in to become aware. Okay. That's one example. Here's another example. Most people also believe that I need to go in order to grow. I gotta go. I'm trying to grow, man. I gotta go. Gotta be at this meeting. I gotta be at this event. I gotta be at this particular thing. I have to start up this new thing. I need to go start up this other thing after it's 2 years later. I need to start up this third thing 4 years later. I need to start up this particular thing. And you have not known or come to know this pleasurable fact that the particular stability that you are always looking for, and I'm talking to many of you today, Because a lot of you are chasing stability. You're chasing progress. You're chasing opportunities. You're chasing particular things. The same way that you have to be still to know. You got to learn that you're going to be still in order to grow. The same way that you have to be still to know. You got to be still in order to grow. This is just a basic fundamental idea of becoming planted. Easy way to say this really quickly. Okay. If you have a seed and you intend for it to grow into whatever tree is in its nature, you're going to have to plant it somewhere. If you uproot that seed, or even once it's sprouted to a particular degree, remove it from the soil, from the atmosphere, from the nutrients that were intended to grow it. And I'm saying completely removed it, didn't replant it or anything like that. Guess what's going to happen to that seed? It's going to stop growing. I cannot wait to get a little further into this conversation. I'm already ahead of where I am. Okay? Planted. That seed has to stay planted in order for it to grow. So the last time we were talking, the time before the last time we were talking, I was talking about this whole visionary managerial system. And again, this is a managerial concept. This will be harder for you visionaries to grasp, because the idea of vision, I'll just say one more time for the sake of rehearsing it, that's head in the clouds. Okay. Management is your feet on the ground. Okay. This is dream it up. This is walk it out. Okay. Head in the clouds versus feet on the ground. One mystery, one secret that we almost realize that is foundational when it comes down to fulfillment, to growth, to long-term flourishing in anything, is this whole idea that if I'm going to plant anything, and sorry for any background noise if it was there for a couple minutes, if I'm going to plant anything and see it come to fruition, and I'm saying a dream, an idea, anything, it has to stay planted long enough to flourish. Fulfillment, this is our quotation, does not come from turning into things that you are not, but it is the result of becoming everything that you are. The process of becoming cannot happen unless I am planted. I want to teach so far ahead, but I'm stopping myself. I'm slowing myself down for a reason. Okay. A key to your growth is not hopping, is not jet setting. Listen to me, the stability you've been longing for, the progress you've been longing for, that you had been used to chasing, by the way, the opportunities that you were dreaming to appear in your life, the possibilities, the potential that you've been chasing is only made to come into fruition after I have been planted for a while. Remember, I was saying already, I told you I was a foot in the door when I was telling you, you need to let your patience work. Stop going along with the culture of this got to be quick. This got to be fast. We got to get this done in 2 minutes. I can only take in short form content because, listen, you will never grow that way. I'm sorry. Somebody needed to talk to you, to teach you, and that's why I'm here today, about patience that works a particular type of perfection in you. That's maturity, by the way. It matures you in a way that jet setting does not. And that's every 2 minutes, by the way. In a way that not being stable, planted in a particular thing for a while can do. All right? I wonder, sitting here now, how many of us have had the dream idea, the dream business, the dream whatever it is, and could not wait 5 minutes, and that's not a literal 5 minutes, but maybe that's 5 years, maybe that's 10 years, for it to begin to flourish the way we intended and always knew that it was. Most of you, your ideas have not progressed. Again, you haven't seen the fulfillment, the flourishing of a particular idea, a particular dream of yourself as an individual, because you have not been planted long enough to see what you have planted. Again, it could be a dream, vision, or anything else. So it doesn't just sound like, you know, that I'm talking to many of you visionaries out there. You have not stayed planted long enough to see it come to fruition. Okay? This is a strong key to making it where you want to go. One more time, you do not have to chase opportunities, possibilities, potential. Potential is grown. Remember, be still and know, be still and grow. Oh my goodness. Now, I'm already telling you, spiritual growth is predicated partly in your stillness. Spiritual growth. Okay? Be still and know, be still and grow. So a lot of you who have the nature to run from stillness, and I'm saying even just being still, I'm not trying to say it in any fancy way, okay? Like be still, actually. Stay somewhere long enough. Marriages have not had time to turn into what they were always meant to be because you haven't been in it long enough. I actually kind of feel bad sometimes. Now, I understand it. I know everybody's the anomaly. Everybody's the exception. Okay. You went in it 2 months and you just knew it was wrong. I'm not saying that's impossible, but y'all don't understand the gravity of the concept of being planted in anything. You don't even give it time to flourish. No seed starts off as what it's going to look like. I've heard this story many times now, but maybe some of you have. But there's the story of the Chinese bamboo tree, which supposedly you plant it day one. You can water it, do all you want to it. It can be in a proper atmosphere, everything. For 5 years, you do not see bamboo come out of that ground. On the 5th year, from what I remember, all of its growth happens suddenly. Now, most of you don't know. I think this was a statistic at one particular point. It takes at least most people 5 years, I think on average, 5 years for a business to turn a profit. Here's the question. Have you been planted long enough in anything? Did you actually even give it a shot? A real one? Because you didn't give it a shot if you gave up in 2 minutes. 30 days. I posted 30 days. You don't understand. I didn't get the response I wanted. All these things. We're growing. But it ain't because Bryan gave up on day 2. If you knew the amount of conversations I've had over the years, the amount of rejection, the amount of, I don't know, the amount of whatever, you wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. But we're growing. Why? Because we've remained planted. And we're at the beginning. Don't get me wrong. But listen, whether it's relationally, so that's a social element, financially, things like that. Again, even if you're playing the stock market or something like that, maturity happens. Bonds, even if you think about it from that standpoint. Listen, maturity happens over time. I was actually, I'll tell this story, able to buy, and then we'll take a break right after this, my first car for a whole $500, $500. I really need to tell that whole story because it's amazing to me. I only got it for that cheap because I don't know. I think the husband and wife were probably going through a bad spot. Maybe ended up in divorce, but the whole thing was I was buying one of the cars while they were, I don't know, maybe going through separation or something like that. And like one of the people come outside, the husband maybe was probably doing the negotiation with an uncle of mine. And he's like, I'll sell it to you for $1,500. And then the wife comes out, well, I would sell it to him for $1,000. He's like, well, I'll sell it to him for $500. And I'm just in the background like, thank you, Jesus. Favor comes in all types of packages. All right. But what I'm saying is this. I was able to buy a car off of savings bonds that were given to me. Grandmother, I'm talking about like $25 or so. Each one per Christmas. What happened to those bonds over time? They matured. Where did they have to stay to mature? At the bank. They had to stay still. I couldn't use them. There was a particular state they had to stay in order to mature. Okay. I was able to combine them eventually and take advantage of the favor that was ushered in through a divorce or something, whatever was happening, separation, something like that. Somebody gonna benefit. And I was able to have what I needed at that moment. Okay. Thanks to the GMA. All right. Planted, being planted, staying planted somewhere in something with someone, whatever the thing is. Be still and know, be still and grow. You flourish over time with patience and being still. Okay? A lot of the peace you're looking for, stability, for those of you who are watching, you haven't stayed planted long enough, okay? We're going to go to break real quick, okay? This is always a 10-minute break if you're watching it live. Obviously, there's chapters below. If you're watching this afterwards, just skip to the next part unless you haven't seen the commercials, and then I want you to take in those commercials and then meet us on the other side. But there's a brief break. And when we come back, some of you not going to like this because we're going to go a little bit, we'll be a little stronger on the other side, okay? Some of you will hate where we're going, but not for the reason of it actually being bad, but because you need it, okay? Some clean hits coming to you on the other side of this break. We'll see you then.
Hey, If you're enjoying the masterclass thus far, I have a couple things that I'm willing to bet that you'll enjoy either just as much or even more. The first of those things is Wisdom for Days. It's my new book, and it is a compilation of 306 quotes that I've put together over years of experiences that are personal to me, that I know will help you out in your everyday life. Listen, it's just a great book. I highly recommend it to you. I want you to get it. You can get it at becomingallthatweare.com. Also, while you're there, pick up my book, A New Home. Go to the website. You can see all the details about it. It's a book that I've geared towards leaders that really will help you if you're feeling like you don't fit in life, as if you stand out in some type of way that you may not want to, but you just can't help it. This is all about how to get rid of your need to fit in and really stand out and be the person that you were created to be. The third thing that I want to tell you about is my podcast, Living the Dream. It is an Iexist podcast that I developed a few years ago that has tons and loads of great information, wisdom, insight. I gear it towards the people who need the reality of living the dream. I know that talking about the dream is one thing, but to live it is an entirely different thing. And if you want insight in what it's like to actually live a dream, that is the podcast for you. Go pick these things up. Go listen to these things. They'll continue to help you on your journey to progression, to freedom.
Freedom, such an elusive concept for many, available to all, yet grasped by few. A freely given birthright, yet more costly in its expression than most believe they can afford. But what is the cost to live without it? Wars have been forged over it, and yet it belongs to the peaceful. Slaves have been made in their master's attempt to barter his or her way into its city gates. But the gates of freedom are not open to the despot. Freedom is not accepted by the weak. It is the way of the strong, the gateway to growth, progress, and ultimately for everyone, a life full of fulfillment.
Welcome to an Iexist Masterclass.
Sinatra's song My Way, I Did It My Way, should be his theme song forever because he did it his way. He didn't wait for anybody to tell him how to do it. He did it his way.
Why you worry about me? Why you worry about me? Worry about me, it's whatever I should. Yeah.
You say there's really no way to win. You say the pressure's too much giving. You should just hold your breath, cause I say I'll do this my way. Can't understand why you're worried about me. Made up my mind that I would be free. So just keep that to yourself, cause I say I'll do this my way.
Hold up, they like, B, why you all in this rap-ish? I'm starting to feel like you capping. I'm starting to feel like you acting. I'm starting to feel I'm being catfished. Do touchy subjects and ad-libs. Are you a preacher, man? Or a lyricist? Cause I don't really know if this hat fits. I'm like, wow, that's how you feel. I guess I just keep it all to myself. Won't know opinions. I don't need your help. But since you asked, let me share this wealth. Pay attention. Thing is, I'm both full of wisdom, full of wealth, full of God, still a earth shell. Ain't into sorcery, but I break spells. Learn to bring heaven, cause I've been through hell. And to trust funds, but I don't trust well. I'm a businessman and I'm God's man. Got a nerves brand and I dress well. I'm a lamb dressed in wolf's clothes. I'm a lion dressed in a man's robe. Dealt a bad hand, but I don't ever fold. I'm a high priest with no church clothes. Look, no cap. So you really mad cause I don't do what you do? Think I'm a fool cause I don't choose what you choose. Still living well while I break all the rules. Looks like you might have this whole thing confused. Y'all hypocrites are like 9 people, but when it come to hats, I can't wear a few. Stop playing.
You say there's really no way to win. You say the pressure's too much giving. You should just hold your breath, cause I say I'll do this my way. Can't understand why you're worried about me. Made up my mind that I would be free. So just keep that to yourself, cause I say I'll do this my way.
Hey, if you're enjoying the masterclass thus far, I have a couple things that I'm willing to bet that you'll enjoy either just as much or even more. The first of those things is Wisdom for Days. It's my new book, and it is a compilation of 306 quotes that I've put together over years of experiences that are personal to me, that I know will help you out in your everyday life. Listen, it's just a great book. I highly recommend it to you. I want you to get it. You can get it at becomingallthatweare.com. Also, while you're there, pick up my book, A New Home. Go to the website. You can see all the details about it. It's a book that I've geared towards leaders that really will help you if you're feeling like you don't fit in life, as if you stand out in some type of way that you may not want to, but you just can't help it. This is all about how to get rid of your need to fit in and really stand out and be the person that you were created to be. The third thing that I want to tell you about is my podcast, Living the Dream. It is an Iexist podcast that I developed a few years ago that has tons and loads of great information, wisdom, insight. I gear it towards the people who need the reality of living the dream. I know that talking about the dream is one thing, but to live it is an entirely different thing. And if you want insight in what it's like to actually live a dream, that is the podcast for you. Go pick these things up. Go listen to these things. They'll continue to help you on your journey to progression, to freedom.
Freedom, such an elusive concept for many, available to all, yet grasped by few. A freely given birthright, yet more costly in its expression than most believe they can afford. But what is the cost to live without it? Wars have been forged over it, and yet it belongs to the peaceful. Slaves have been made in their master's attempt to barter his or her way into its city gates. But the gates of freedom are not open to the despot. Freedom is not accepted by the weak. It is the way of the strong, the gateway to growth, progress, and ultimately for everyone, a life full of fulfillment.
Welcome to an Iexist Masterclass.
Hopping round, you was glad cause it's your birthday. Till your mom called and said your birthday was her worst day. Even with the drama, you can still make it the best day. Cause it's the best day, yeah. Baby, it's your birthday and it's the best day. It went the worst way, but let that fade away. Let that fade away, cause it's the best day, yeah. It's your birthday.
It's gonna be
You was picking out your fit, plan to decorate your crib. You was about to get it lit, I know, yeah. You was changing out the codes, leading autumn. You was writing down your goals, I know, hey. You plan to turn it up tonight, well, alright. Then wake up to a better life. We still got time to make this right. Yes, I know, yes, I know, yes, I know, yes, I know. Chatting round, you was glad cause it's your birthday. Till the pilot called and said your bag won't be at baggage claim. Even with the drama, you can still make it the best day. Cause it's the best day, yeah. Baby, it's your birthday and it's the best day. It went the worst way, but let that fade away. Let that fade away, cause it's the best day, yeah. It's your birthday. Dreaming about the day when you was 26 years old. You was bold, hard to go. You was always touching road. Always paying for the folks, never broke. Day before, heart was so fly. 25 still working at the store. But get it, girl, 'cause you was born with it.
I love the goof troop. Yeah, that makes it in every now and then. Thank you so much. Welcome back to The Way. I feel like I should have started more excited. Thank you so much. YouTuber style. Welcome back to The Way. This is the Business Leadership Edition. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, okay? I really do. I would also appreciate it. That's like a bad ask time, like right after you say thank you. Don't do that, by the way, if at all possible, okay? Just want to say thank you. Can I have, yeah. I'd rather have the ask first and then say thank you on the back end of that. But anyway, lessons for another time, all right? If you haven't, subscribe to the YouTube. Literally will hurt nothing in your life. Literally is only going to add to your life in the way that we can, in the way of knowledge, information, insight, revelation. For some of you, it can only take you higher. I promise you. I don't even know what would be the reason not to. Cost you nothing. It can only add to you. We're cool people, you know. We wear cool stuff sometimes. We do cool things sometimes. Okay? Subscribe to the YouTube. Also, I'm going to pitch to you here. Subscribe to the Iexist Nation. Okay? I really want you all to be a part. There's a place where I want you to be planted if you're led, if you're called, okay? Where growth to the maximum will happen predicated upon your being planted, obviously, also your participation in said nation, the Iexist Nation that is. You can subscribe to it. It's a monthly coaching subscription that we have. There is a link that's connected to a QR code on one of the sides of your screen currently. Take your phone out, screenshot it, or not screenshot it, I'm sorry. Open your camera, and it should pull up the link on most of your phones. I don't know what type of phone wouldn't do it. You probably haven't updated it in 10 years or so if it doesn't. My suggestion would be to do so, and then join the nation afterwards so we can actually text you and things like that. That's a joke. All right, so I'm going to jump straight in here to some of the painful part of planted, okay? If you're just tuning in, we're talking to you about the idea of becoming planted today. I wanted to make another phone joke that just came, but I won't today. So it was going to be an Android joke. Okay. All right. So blue bubbles, please. So I wanted to say, no green. I wanted to say, except money. I wanted to say, in camo pants, I wanted to say, all right, let me get this, the spirit of silly off me real quick. All right. So I'm convinced, you all, strongly convinced that the weakness that is pervasive throughout whatever, you may say your country, throughout this generation, throughout so many distinct sects or groups, is due to our lack of becoming or being planted anywhere.
In a second, I'm going to give you 3 benefits of becoming planted, whether that's in your idea, whether that's dream vision, something like that, particular relationship, routine, particular place of counsel, advice, anything like that. I'll give you 3 benefits in a moment, but I need to give you this problem first. Weakness has come, and I'm convinced of this, from us not being planted in places or in a particular idea or in a particular relationship or in a particular routine, anything like that long enough. It's actually a sign of weakness. The inability to stay planted is your sign of weakness. How you know you need to grow in any particular area, or in this particular area, in terms of your staying power at any moment in life, is your inability to stay anywhere for a long period of time. Because what I'm sharing with you is that it's going to take a long time for you to get the result that you're looking for in your life. So many men are discounting themselves for not having a particular type of success that on average, I'm speaking maybe here for just Americans, but I'm certain it's some drastic number everywhere that does not come to a particular type of maturity, maturation in success in career that doesn't happen until 40s, late 40s or 50s, mid 50s. A lot of men are not seeing career maturation. The majority of men are not seeing it into that particular point, right? And I know you have your exclusions, you have your anomalies, you have those of us who escaped poverty much sooner. Great. Kudos. Amazing. Clap for yourself. But to the rest of anyone who naturally thinks it's supposed to come by a particular time, that it's supposed to feel this way much earlier, even fulfillment itself, even discovering who you are, even becoming all that you are, that's going to really take a long time, because how do you know all of what you are at 22? Okay? Your lack of staying power is killing your strength or your potential strength. The strength that's actually there as potential in you. Your lack and your unwillingness to stay anywhere is killing your potential. There's a particular point in life that I started to realize, and I told you, I don't teach what I don't know. I remember at a particular point in my life crying for, not literally like boohooing, but it began to be something that stayed at the forefront or surfaced in my heart. I remember even telling my grandfather this for whatever reason. I don't even know why he asked me at a particular point. Maybe he felt nudged to do so. Hey man, what are you looking for right now in life? And I remember saying to him, man, I'm just looking for stability. Because it wasn't that there were no successes, but I was just everywhere. Okay? Everywhere. This was years ago. 10 plus potentially. And I remember saying to him in the most vulnerable way, that's what I need right now. That's what I'm looking for right now. What I didn't understand at the time was that it was an internal issue. A lot of you, again, chasing opportunities, chasing possibilities, chasing potential, do not realize that much of what you're looking for is not found in a chase.
Be still and know. Be still and grow. Much of what you're looking for is not in the chase. It's in the stillness. It's in being planted. So going back a couple measures to this whole idea of becoming weak, I know an entitled generation. How entitled have we become? To be very honest with you, when there's no staying power for anything. Please don't talk to me about exceptions. Most of you are not the exception. Most of you are not anomalies, okay, in this whole thing. I understand that a few of you are the exceptions, okay? We're talking about hyper abusive situations, hyper unstable, wrong ground to be planted in situations. I know that's metaphor, but I'm saying you're trying to plant yourself. You need to uproot yourself because you're just in the wrong environment completely. There is no way. You're incapable of growth in the type of environment that you're in, or in the idea that you're in, or the dream you're trying to manifest, or whatever the thing, because it's completely wrong. I understand that. And there may be modes and times in everybody's life where you are in the wrong place or in the wrong state. I understand. Okay. But you have to understand, on the flip side of that, there are so many of us who lack, again, the strength we need to succeed, the stability that we want, the peace we could have, the flourishing, the fulfillment, particularly, one more time, the strength that we need, because we won't stay planted in anything, even when it's uncomfortable, which is a part of growth. I'll never forget this. I have to say, or tell this particular story. There was a time, and I may not say it verbatim, but some of you know about this. There was a time Dave Chappelle had blown up, gone crazy. I remember watching all of his skits. What was it? Was it just called the Dave Chappelle Show or something like that? The Chappelle Show. I remember watching all of the episodes of that on trips to Florida with family, cousins, some years ago. Funny stuff, okay? And some of you will know, obviously, if you Googled it, you'll find out there's a whole big blow up between him. He kind of runs, escapes to a particular place, takes hiatus, is angry about particular things that had happened to him in Hollywood or inside this corporate machine that he was involved with. Supposed to get particular monies that I think did not come to him, or it was shy of what he really deserved because he was the brainchild behind so much. Things like that. Whatever the negotiation process that went wrong, he was upset about it, runs to Africa for a while. I believe they had posted, I think the company might have been mad at him, so they told everybody he was on drugs or something crazy. And that wasn't true. A lot of stuff happened, right? He has a conversation with Oprah some years later, probably, or however long later. You can look that up. And within the conversation, she said something that summated what I'm about to say. Again, this may not be verbatim, but it was something to the degree of, he was speaking with her, and she said, well, why did you leave? Why did you run? He goes on to say, eventually, well, when we all started this particular thing, this venture together, those of the corporate entity he was working with and himself, he said that I felt like we were all laughing together. But eventually it started feeling like they were laughing at me, not with me anymore. And again, I'm just giving you a summation of what she said. But whatever the exact words were, she said, well, you should have made them stop laughing. those words are imprinted on my soul somewhere. Because how often do we run when they're laughing, when they're ridiculing, when they're insulting? You don't understand generation that I'm speaking to. Whatever generation you're from, whatever you think you're a part of, right? Gen Z, Gen X, whatever you classify yourself as. Some of you like, I'm some type of alien. Okay, cool. I'm a flower child. Okay. I'm a indigo kid or something like that. Whatever you think you are, stay planted. If you don't have this knowledge, whatever you are, you're still stupid. Like I was at a particular point, like we all are at particular points and junctures. Okay, indigo or not. You're weak because you won't stay in anything. You won't stay in fights long enough. This is what I was going to say about being entitled. You know, we in an entitled generation when everybody's talking about, what is it called? Going no contact. You know what? I'm just going to go no contact. I'm sorry. I told you y'all was going to hate this. I'm just cutting everybody off. I've never had to cut anybody off. 0 people. I'm going in strong here. I don't even understand those of you who have the discouraging wife, the discouraging husband, the discouraging mother, all these people. Oh, she's discounting my dream. She doesn't believe I'm whatever. If you listen, you're in the strongest training. Definitely keep going. If it's your wife chopping you down, keep going. You about to be more strong than whoever married the right. You understand what I'm saying? And how you know she ain't right? My mother's is just so whatever. I'm going no contact. Don't you have a responsibility to your mother, to your father? What is happening? Weak. We're weak. Not me. You're weak. What's happening? Can't stay in anything long enough to find any fruit. And I'm saying even the fruit of strength itself. What's happening? I'm really asking. Somebody tell me in the comments, what is going on? I know what's going on. You have the inability to stay planted. As a matter of fact, if you made it this far, just type this for me real quick. Planted. Type it in the comments now. Make your decision now. I'm going to stay planted. Because a lot of the uncomfortability you're facing and things like that, and I understand. It's discouraging to hear my mom tear my dreams down. Why you got to go all the way no contact? Just stop telling everything. Stop talking to your wife about it, man. Sometimes you just learning wisdom. She don't understand. Okay, hopefully she will later. Hopefully it don't come to divorce. You're not the exception that I'm speaking to right now. Okay. I told you, I know there's an exception. But the ones I'm speaking to, you're not it. Why can't you suffer through anything? There's a biblical idea, a biblical concept that is wrapped in this phrasing, that after you have suffered a while, the God of all grace, okay, that you will be restored, confirmed, strengthened, established. Restored sounds like you went through something if you need to be restored. Confirmed sounds like you were unconfirmed. This is the process, people. This is what it feels like. I remember real quick, I'm going to break that to go here. I'll never forget. You know, there are times in your life where your enemy will do something to you, right? You may be ejected. You may be rejected from a situation. You may be discounted, whatever the thing. But the way that it happens in real time is a real ejection or a real blackballing, discounted. You're being actually blackballed. You're actually being cut out from something that's meant to be yours or something like that, right? Delayed somehow through rejection, whatever the thing is. I never forget, I was going through a particular moment, and this is one of them actual crying times, 10 plus years ago, okay? And I'm looking in the mirror, probably, and I'm like, bro, God, I thought you were going to restore, confirm, strengthen, establish me. And I'm saying that from those weren't the exact words I said at the time. Vindicate. Whatever the thing was, okay? The process did not feel like vindication. It didn't feel like restoration. It didn't feel like establishment. The process in and of itself didn't feel like it. All I remember knowing, feeling, knowing, hearing in the moment was, what do you think I'm doing? And I had to come to the realization, oh, this is what it feels like. Because you think it's in the glorious moments, you think it's outside of some process that you're being submitted to, where you have to suffer with patience to wait to be established. This was years ago again. After you have suffered a while. In plain sight, in public, planted, you'll be restored, confirmed. Here's the word, strengthened. Why are a lot of you not strong? You're not planted anywhere, in anything, in any idea for a long period of time. Some of you are not great business owners today because you won't stay planted in the business idea. It doesn't just come to you. There's things that you have to learn, that you have to be processed through in order to become great. The marriage ain't great because you won't stay planted. You can't jump up and divorce every 2 years predicated upon something that's not perfect when you first get into it. The process is inside of the marriage. When did we get away from process? I'm preaching this to all of my single fellas, young ladies. What are we talking about today? It's in the process. It's not apart from the process. It's in the patience. It's in remaining planted. It takes a while for someone to get to know you, to know all your quirks and features, to know all your likes and dislikes. And again, one more time, I'm not preaching to anybody to stay in an abusive marriage, whatever the thing is. I'm saying if it's the wrong ground, if it's the wrong one, if it's the wrong idea, if it's the wrong business, if it's the wrong establishment, if it's the wrong group, then it's the wrong group. But you need to qualify that. And how do you qualify that apart from time? Except by divine discernment or something of that sort, which may not always happen, which you may ignore. And then if you do, then it's going to take time to process it. Okay? In reflection. But at the end of the day,
A lot of what you are calling, this person just ridicules me. I said this earlier, right? But a lot of you are so weakened by not having true perspective on what life actually is. This is why you need to listen to the podcast, Living the Dream, our audio podcast. It's called Living the Dream because I want to give you a taste of what it's actually like to live a dream. It's not all flowery. It ain't all sunshine and rainbows. There's rainy days. There's hailstorms. There's floods. Torrential rains at that. Okay. Storms. All of that. That's a part of life. When did we get so weak we run from every storm? Again, I'm talking to a select amount of you. You're weak because you run from being planted. Okay? 3 things that being planted does for you. Planted, and I know this is improper grammar. If it's one thing I have, actually, that I don't show fully because I like talking how I talk, all right? But I understand one thing or two about improper grammar versus proper grammar, okay? I grew up with a teaching grandmother who, if God knows, and she did more than this, but if she didn't give me anything else, she gave me, it's not my mama and me. No, Bryan. Or excuse me, it's not me and my mama did this, did that, or did that. It's my mother and I. That's in me strong, okay? Just joking to say that this is not going to be proper grammar, okay? But I needed to stick with you. So a lot of you have heard practice makes perfect. Or practice makes permanent, something like that. All right. Today, planted, number 1, makes perfect. Remaining patient, being planted in your idea, in your relationship, in the atmospheres that are actually built, although uncomfortable, although with harsh terrain at particular points that are meant to grow you, okay? Although you may be ridiculed. And here's what I was going to say. A lot of you are labeling, you're saying it's ridicule, but that's your weakness talking. Some people just don't understand you. Maybe your wife, maybe your husband, wives, maybe your mother, sons or daughters, maybe your father just doesn't understand. Maybe they can't see what your potential is. And they're not ridiculing you. They're trying to keep you safe. It takes maturity to understand these things. And you don't get that maturity apart from staying planted. Okay? First thing, planted makes perfect. Now, wrap your mind around this. Perfection, the way I'm saying it, is maturity. It makes you mature, gives you that long-suffering capability, makes you be able to stay strong in environments where others cower or run. I wish y'all could hear me. The ability to stay planted is a mature, and even the decision, to stay planted is a mature thought, because you grow to learn the benefits of staying even in something that's hard for you. Just imagine working out. Here's another side of it. Some of you give up. Again, we hear this all the time. I got a New Year's resolution. I'm going to be the baddest thing walking by the summer. 2 weeks in, gym memberships everywhere are closing. or excuse me, gyms are closing because the memberships are down, because you couldn't take 5 straight days, 2 straight or 5 straight weeks, maybe 3 times a week or something like that, whatever the regimen is recommended by whoever, some of the trainers that may be at the gym. Okay. You quit. Why do you think, I'm asking this for real. I want you to think about this. Why do you think the body of your dreams, you treated your body like a trash can for 23 years. And in 2 weeks, you want it to look like your favorite glass of perfectly shaped water. I was going to say Coke bottle, but I don't even know if that's a relevant example anymore, right? You want to look like the perfect shape, whatever, in 2 weeks. How? It took your body 23 years to get to what it is now. Trash after trash after trash after trash. Staying planted in that particular routine, regimen, however you want to say it, over time with patience. I know y'all don't want to hear this, but it's real. We don't talk about what we don't know. By practice, by experience. Okay? Health of any sort. Trying something one time. I tried vegetables one time and gave up on it because I didn't see any effect in my gut health. I didn't see any effect in my skin. It didn't clear up after I ate broccoli that one time. Who told you eating broccoli one time, they mistreated you by telling you that lie, by handling you that way? Okay? Over and over and over and over again. Planted in this way, I'm saying doing it over and over and over and over again. Planted in your routine. Planted in a particular business idea. Planted in a particular community. Planted in a place of growth like Iexist, which I'll remind you is a place of growth. A coaching place of growth. Will make you flourish over time. I don't have this issue currently. Thank you, God. So this won't be, this isn't pointed at any of our clientele as of yet. But you got to be in it to win it. You better be doing this more than one time. This is the reason why even our coaching is on a subscription basis. One, it gives you the freedom to say, okay, I'm cool now, I've grown, but it also gives you the possibility of going as long as you need to. Okay? Join the nation. Planted makes perfect. It matures you. The little brother that annoys you, that you had to live in a house with and learn how to have tough skin around. Or the family that you're a part of now. Some of you have graduated to different forms of family. I'll even mention some of your church communities, things like that. Whatever the thing is where you could possibly form a familial bond, listen, it's going to be aggravating because people are aggravating. And they're only aggravating because we like things that are just like us, that think just like us. And not everybody does. Everybody's not going to do what you do. Everybody's not going to talk how you want them to talk. This reminds me of all the conversations people have about your tone. It's your tone. I'm not saying towards me, just in general, that I hear all the time. It's her tone. I understand what she's saying. It's just her tone. Well, listen, how you strengthen, how you mature and be able to take proper communication, no matter what tone or form it comes in, is by staying planted. Keep listening, keep conversating, keep communicating. You're not supposed to be that soft.
People are not supposed to throw you off your path and your rocker. This is a maturing process. Okay. Planted makes perfect. It makes you mature. It makes you be able to handle the office, right? Some of you may work within a particular space for a certain amount of time until you can handle building what it is that you're designed to build. But during that time, you'll be aggravated. It's crap. Okay? During that time, you're getting stronger, is all I'm saying. You're not going to escape. This is why you need to let go of that idea. Oh, I'm just going to go no contact and all these things. Listen, you need to get rid of the idea that you're going to run somewhere where all the same personalities aren't going to meet you again. You are the problem. You need to learn to handle those personalities. You need to learn to rise above. You need to get your skin toughened. People are going to doubt you everywhere you go. Somebody is. So if you can't handle a hater on level 1, how are you going to handle 10 people hating you, 30 people hating you, 40 people hating you? I'll tell this story also. Never forget this. God in communication with Bryan. Thankfully, I'll let you in on some of this, some of our conversations, especially the ones where I'm getting rebuked, because I think those may be more helpful to you, especially in times like this. I told you, again, 2 things. We don't talk about what we don't know. And I'm required to walk the same line everybody else is. I'm not above you in that. Okay? Maybe more so. Right? Maybe exceptional in the fact that maybe I'm held to a higher standard in a little bit of a way. Okay. But rebuke number 9. No, I was kidding. I remember talking about all I was struggling through. I can't believe this. They this. Why don't you? Okay. Let's use the word vindicate. I don't know. It wasn't that, but whatever the conversation was. Why don't you? Why is this? Why this? Why does it have to be like this? And he's like, well, don't be a part. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, if you don't want this, and then it's like the list starts turning into all of the benefits. If you don't like the fact that people will pay you for this, if you don't like the fact that people whatever the thing is, right? I'm just giving you a roundabout way of giving the principle that was being given to me at the time. Again, a while ago. But I was like, you know what? You right. Okay. Some of you are like, oh my God, my life is so terrible. I make $17,000 an hour and nobody likes me. Okay, stop making $17,000 an hour then. Don't do it. Just stop. Go back to have it your way. No offense. Okay? All I'm saying to you is it costs. Your skin gotta be tougher. Oh, I want to be the head of this. I want to start this big old nation thing. I want to be over this particular nation. I want to be governor of this. I want to go run this whole country. They need me here. You better be able to have a hater or two. You talking about putting yourself in positions where people are often in positions where there's an attempt of assassination. know what I mean? So, okay, number 2, really quickly. We'll get out of here swiftly. Planted makes permanent. Quickly, it takes a long time to become a mainstay. It takes a long time to become a staple in the community. It does. I'm sorry. Deal with it. It just does. It takes a long time, a lot of times, for people to trust you. It's life. It's the way it goes. Okay? I want to be a mainstay. I want to be a staple. Listen, plant. Stay long enough to become one. I was shopping and I saw, I think the bag I was holding of a particular company, it said, we're celebrating 125 years. And I was like, oh my good, 100. I had no clue this company had been open for that long. But it's like, as soon as that information is taken in, it's like, oh, that makes sense. The wild success that we see today started 125 years ago. Imagine that. Whoever founded that thing is dead. It took this long for it to become what we see now. All of the places around the country that it is, all of the perfecting of the processes and the customer service or whatever, are the parts of this particular department store. Okay. 125 years. It takes a while to become a mainstay. An actual one that's proven with time, that's trustworthy, that's dependable as a mainstay. It takes time. How do you even measure dependable? That concept, that reality of being dependable, if it's not over time? Are you dependable? You could tell me yes or no in the moment. Type it in the comments or in the hall out there. Yes, I'm dependable. No. But how are you measuring that? If it's not a track record over time, that you've proven to yourself what you are. It's not a reality if it's just in your head. So I'm saying that planted gives you the ability to become a mainstay. It gives you the potential of living at a particular height, staying there. Your life should not be a series of up and downs, up and down, up and down, up and down. You should become a mainstay at a particular point. But you can't do that if you're not planted. If you uproot, you're going to have the up and downs. If you're jumping around idea to idea, you drop one idea to pick up another one. You drop an idea to pick up another one. You're never going to become a mainstay because you got to be rooted, planted in a particular thing. Nourish it, grow it. And we can talk about this within the nation. You need to join the subscription again, right? You need to join the nation by subscribing. But listen, every tree has branches, okay? Here's just a thought. Not a thought, it's a reality. Some of you are leaving the base, the trunk, to chase a branch, okay? Long story short, you need to stay planted, okay, in something. Do it long enough that you become mature and you become good at it. Let's look at perfect that way too. But then also, even longer time, it becomes permanent. You become a mainstay in a particular field, in a particular area. You can be trusted, okay, as a mainstay. This is going to go against all of you hyper non-committal folks. We're planted. Come join us. Number 3. This probably should have been number 2, maybe. But let's go with this. Planet makes process. Excuse the grammatical error. Process, okay? The process of becoming, I'm reiterating this, but going into it a little bit deeper, is in staying planet. A seed does not become a tree unless it's planted, watered, things like that, okay? But initially it needs to be planted. That does not mean just put in the ground. It means staying in its particular place in the ground over a long period of time. You have to. You never know what you can grow into until you stay in the ground long enough to see what you become. A lot of us don't even know what we are. We haven't flourished enough because we don't stay planted long enough to see. I'm sorry, you're jumping from job to job off of an idea of what you are. You don't know. You know how I figured out what most of the things I am? By being planted places long enough to see. Because everywhere you'll go in this life, you bring you. You can tell by the response. I don't have time to coach or teach this right now, but you are you everywhere you go. You'll hold the same positions. People, a lot of times, who are rightfully using you will use you for the same things. How do I know who I am? Because I've been able to work it out in various places. But you got to stay long enough to see what you're good for. I've never been denied. I've actually been offered leadership everywhere I go. Never been denied it. Everywhere. I've been persecuted because of the ultimate boss saying, brother, I can see you over all of this. So then people start trying to uproot you. And even at that particular time, I didn't have enough know-how to stay planted. Today, I have the wisdom. I am not the same man I was during any of these events. Different amount of wisdom. Listen, try to uproot me today. I know the pleasures of remaining planted. You need to know the pleasures of remaining planted. So what? That's what I need to say to you finally. So what? That's a part of the process. Oh my God, they ridiculed me. And so what? Oh my God, nobody understands me. And so what? Oh my goodness, I didn't even get a chance to explain myself. They just assumed. They just thought. They made it look like this is the narrative they formed. They think I'm this and I'm really nothing like that. They just don't understand. They won't even give me a chance. I didn't even get to speak to it. They prejudge me. They this, they that, they this. And so what? Stay planted. Try to uproot us from this and see. We know the pleasures of remaining planted. Progress happens over time. I wish for some of you that you would gain the strength that comes after you suffer for a while. Because all of the suffering that you're going through is not even because people are even attempting to make you suffer. Some of it is just your own mental. Some of you just have to grow up. Everybody ain't talking junk about you. Everybody ain't looking at you funny. Everybody doesn't mean any harm by you. This stuff is going on in here. It ain't even actually other people's intention. Some of your suffering is your own internal thought process and talking and things like that, and your inability to handle attention sometimes. You want to be a star, but you don't want nobody to look at you.
You want real tight-knit relationships, but you don't want to be yourself. You don't want to invoke enough vulnerability for people to even get to know you. It doesn't make sense. You're not going to have any real friends. You need to be processed by real friendship. It's going to hurt at certain times. It's going to feel like you fell off the bike and a piece of skin got torn off of you. That's what vulnerability can feel like. I've been processed in many ways and am being processed in many ways to this day. But you know why I'm okay with the process? Because I understand that the process leads to perfection, maturity, greatness at the end of the day. It's okay, people. Stop allowing people to uproot you. Don't uproot yourself. Actually, you need to stay in it as long as you can. I would rather you kick me from a situation than me run. I don't run from anything. Let's talk. That's how I am. Sure, let's talk. Let's sit down. What is it? What's the thing? Not running. Who am I afraid of to run? Why am I saying this? You don't need to be afraid. You don't need to be scared. You don't need to be weak. For what? Stay long enough to know the truth, to find out who you are and who you can become. Stay in the business long enough, with the idea long enough. Some of you in a particular relationship with your family, stop. No contact shouldn't even be a thing, to be honest with you. If people want to get rid of you, they'll do it, but be strong in who you are. Sometimes I wish, you know how I see, there was strength in particular days. I'm telling you, all of this culture of, or this pattern, or whatever is happening of weakness where we can't commit to anything because all of us are looking for a perfect relationship somewhere instead of being made into what we need over time. Being made into the perfect solution, not before, but in a particular situation is going to take vulnerability. It's going to take time. But I wish we were in the strength of those days again. And we will be. Iexist will help bring those days back. Golden era. Okay. I want the days back when guys, they just committed real easy. They saw the girl they wanted to see. And when they came out the cave that morning with the, not Barney Rubble, but Fred, the Flintstone thing. And they got the club and they just hit the girl on top of the head and drug her home. And just committed, okay? Just commit. You don't know what something can be until you in it sometimes, right? Obviously, go with guidance. And there's safety in a multitude of counsel. Obviously, divine direction. Talk to God. Talk to Jesus about all your decisions. Submit all your ways to God, okay? Obviously, I'm not saying don't do any of those things. I'm not saying take a crash course into everything, but I'm telling you, even if it's the right one, you're going to have to go through a process. And planted makes process. Just choose one. You understand? And I'm saying that lightheartedly, but I'm being for real at the same time. I know balance. I'm a balanced coach at times, all the time, but except when I'm being silly. Okay. But do the thing. Just remain planted in something so you can see the fulfillment, the fruitfulness, the flourishing that can only happen when you stay in something long enough. It's going to hurt. It's not going to be fun every turn. You're going to get on each other's nerves. If you're building a company, something like that, whatever you're doing, everybody ain't going to be your friend all the time. Your best friend ain't going to be your friend all the time. Okay? If y'all don't learn this, you're going to be weak. I'm telling you.
You're already weak because you're not learning this. Whoever neglected to tell you, or whatever you ignored, stop ignoring it. I'm telling you as Bryan. And please hear my voice. I don't even recommend another one. Please. If you know who I am, you don't turn away from this advice. I know. Okay? Stay planted. Don't you know, Satan, that this is his process, would like to uproot you from something that's just on the brink of becoming something great through the process, through the perfecting. You're becoming a permanent staple through this process. Don't stop being planted. Stay on the idea. Stay in the particular marriage. Some of you, whoever that's to. That wasn't personal to me, but whoever it's for. Stay. So you can see what you can be. Okay? Join the nation. I advise you to become a part of the Iexist Nation so that you can be planted somewhere where there's real growth, real results, real flourishing. I know it. You'll see testimonials soon enough. Things like that. But we know what we're doing. I'm here to help grow, develop you as an individual, as I'm still growing at a higher level. Thank you for joining us. I'll be back with you. I wanted to say next week, but it'll be next month. And I just appreciate you. You know what to do in terms of sharing it, things like that. Let's get the algorithm going. Don't keep watching these if you're watching these without sharing and all these other things. Don't keep the secret to yourself. Don't keep the light to yourself. We are light. Don't keep it to yourself. Let somebody else see. Let revelation or whatever understanding, those things, knowledge come to someone else. All right. As you know, it's my desire. It's all of our desire that you continue to prosper, that you would prosper. And until next time.
We hope you enjoyed our experience. If you would like to gain access to more in-depth teachings such as this one, a host of other products and services, or the opportunity to partner with others who are becoming all that they are, join our exclusive membership community. Join the nation, the Iexist Nation. All the info you need can be found in the description of this video. Until next time.
Life just keeps getting better and better. You just wait and see. You don't have to see it now in order to believe. Life just keeps getting better and better. You just wait and see. You don't have to see it now in order to believe. Better, 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 better. Ooh, better, 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 better. Life just keeps getting better and better. You just wait and see. You don't have to see it now in order to believe. Life just keeps getting better and better. You just wait and see. You don't have to see it now in order to believe. Better, 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 better. just wait and see. You don't have to see it now in order to believe. Better, 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 better. Oh, better, 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 oh yeah, better, ooh, better, better, yes it is, better, so better, oh better, it goes up from better, believe it, better, already, better, better, already, better, better, oh, oh.
Switch. One time, 'cause I got get up on my mind. One time, 'cause I got get up on my mind. One time, 'cause I got get up on my mind. I got get up on my mind. I got get up
Oh
on
yeah,
my
oh
mind.
yeah.
One time, 'cause I got get up on my mind. One time, 'cause I got get up on my mind. One time, 'cause I got get up on my mind. I got get up on my mind. I got get up on my mind. One time, 'cause I got get up on my mind. One time, 'cause I got get up on my mind. One time, 'cause I got get up on my mind. I got get up on my mind. I got get up on my mind. One time, 'cause I got get up on my mind. One time, 'cause I got get up on my mind. One time, 'cause I got get up on my mind. I got get up on my mind. I got get up on my mind.